Hello everyone, today we will learn how to capture employees' requests on Airtable and send Slack notifications. Now Airtable is a software where you can keep a record of all your projects, and Slack is a place where you can actually manage your whole team working together in a company. Now whenever you want that you are creating a record in your Airtable account, you want that the notification for that record should be sent to your Slack account or Slack group as well. But since both these applications do not have a direct connection between them, it is impossible or it is a tiring work to do manually every time. But let me tell you, we can actually automate this whole process using Pabbly Connect. We will create an integration where our trigger will be Airtable, where we will create a record, and our action will be Slack, where the notification will be sent. Let us learn how to do it. Let us learn how can you capture your employee's special request on Airtable and then send Slack notifications for the same. Now remember that whenever you are going to have any entry in your Airtable, it is not going to take place directly in this application, because anyhow you're not going to share your credentials of this account to any person whosoever is uploading or updating their request here. So what are you going to do? You're going to integrate Airtable with any form builder applications. Like you will generate a form, and then whenever a person submits that form, that information will be collected over here in your Airtable account and then further transferred to your Slack notification. Now for this video, I am using type form. As you can see, the first form named request is the form that I have created, and this is the form I have opened over here in a separate tab. Now whenever a person will submit this form, fill all the details, then this will be forwarded to Airtable, and then further integration will work. Now we will be doing this with the help of Pabbly. As you can see, this is the landing page of Pabbly. So because I'm already having an account, I will click on sign in directly, and I will be forwarded to the login page of Pabbly, where I will click on sign in with Google, and then I will be taken to this page where I can see all the applications provided to you by Pabbly only. Now, because we are going to connect various applications today, so we will be using Pabbly Connect for that purpose. Click on Access Now, and then I will reach the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Now, on the right hand side top corner, you can see a big blue button where it's written Create Workflow. Click on that button and then name your blank workflow. We are going to name this Airtable Request to Slack Notifications. Click on Create and a blank workflow will be created for you. Now in this blank workflow, you can see two boxes. One has written trigger over it and the other is for action. Now what is a trigger and what is an action? Trigger is when this happens, which means an event will take place in your trigger application, and whenever that trigger takes place, this workflow will move forward in the direction of the action application and the assigned action will be performed. So our trigger application for this automation is going to be type form, not Airtable. Why? Because until and unless there is an entry made in the form, no entry will be filled in the Airtable column also. So you will enter your form builder application, and I am using type form, so I will choose my trigger application as type form, and the event is going to be new entry. Now you will connect your type form with your Pabbly Connect. Click on Add New Connection, connect with type form and give access to Pabbly Connect. Do not worry, Pabbly Connect is 100% safe. Now since it shows connected, you have to choose the form name. Here are different form names. If you just click on this drop down menu, you will see all the forms that are available in your type form account. But because we want to use the request form, then we are going to select that and click on Save and Send Test Request. Now one very important thing to remember is that as soon as you click on Save and Send Test Request, Pabbly Connect will start waiting for a response. And that response is going to be the details that you are going to fill or any XYZ person is going to fill in this form. So click here and go back to request and fill your names. Now suppose that this form is being filled by a person called John Kent, and the request he is applying is please grant me leave for 4 days. Okay, this is the request. Now there is an ID number because you are an employee in a company. So let us provide an ID number over here, a random ID number, and your designation, software designer. This is your post, and just submit the form. Now this form has been submitted. So now we will go back to Pabbly Connect to check if our response has been captured or not. And see, the response has been received by Pabbly Connect. Now over here you can see the definition or the title of the form was request. The designation they have asked, the ID number. So all the questions will come first, the name and all, and then you will get all the answers. Okay, this is the designation here. You can see this is the ID number. Now this is the text that you entered the request and then the name. Okay, so now which means that our trigger has worked perfectly fine. Now we have to transfer this information from type form to our Airtable. So our action application will be Airtable. We'll select the application and then the event is going to be create record, because now that we have captured the information from our form builder application, we have to forward it to the columns in Airtable. So like here you can see, before connecting, make sure you have opened your Airtable account here, and this is your board name request entry where I want all the type form entries to be collected, and this is my table. So click on connect and click on add new connection. Now they will ask you for a token. For a token, you have to log in into Airtable. Now we have done that. Click on Developer Hub and then create new token. Now you have to name your token over here. So I'm going to name it requests and then click on add a scope. Now you have to add all the scopes till where Airtable is supposed to read the information from any form builder application. You can get the idea from all the sections written over here. Okay, after you add a name, click on add a scope button and then choose these scopes, all those that are given over here. Now you will choose all one by one, add all scopes, reading, writing and all. This is done. Now schema based also are needed. Okay, so total there were 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scopes we have added, and now access. So you will click on all current and future bases and all current and future workspaces. Okay, so for this you have selected and now you will click on create token, and then a new token will be generated for you. Copy it from here, come back to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. And that's how your Airtable and Pabbly Connect will be connected. Now there are certain credentials that you need to cross check with your Airtable account. So make sure you close this tab because it's no more needed. And then you will have to check that what is your base ID. The base name is request entry. Okay, so you will just open this and just type it over here. Request entry. This was our base. And then a table ID is also needed. So because we just have one table, there is no confusion about it. If you want, you can add more tables over here. But for now, we just need one table and that table entry is given over here. Now you have to enter the name, the notes, the assignee, whatever details you want to fill over here. Okay, for that purpose, you have to do a process that is called mapping. Now what is mapping? Mapping is actually creating a pathway from the trigger application to the action application, or we can say an application that has already captured the details. If you want to forward those applications to their correct and exact destination, you have to map that information. Because if I type a name manually over here, every time that same name is going to appear in all the rows right here. Okay, but I'm going to map it from the type form entry. Now what was the name? The name was John, so you can just type half name and then search it that way. This was the name. Now you have to enter notes. So you will enter all the notes over here. What were the notes? There were the designation. So for designation, put a colon, give some space and enter the details of the designation. The designation was software designer. Then if you want that another line should come under the prior line, put an opposite slash and then N. And keep writing after that. The next thing was describe your request here. So again put a column, some space and then write the details of the request. They were, please grant me leave for 4 days. This was the information. Okay. And the next thing was the ID number. So again slash N and the ID number. You can just type over here so it will be easier for you. Colon, space and then the ID was 012. So this is the text we have entered. Now when this information will be transferred to Slack or this information will be transferred to Airtable, it will appear in this form only. First line designation, next line request, and then the third line will be the ID number. So we've entered all the notes that we captured from our type form response. Now assignee, if you want to assign this task to somebody, then it's fine, but our ultimate goal is to send this information to the group that is our Slack notification. So we don't assign anything. Status is to do, which means yes, this task has to be done. And enable typecasting, it's just up to you. I am not going to enable it. We'll click on save and send test request and then wait for the response. See, all the response has been received. Now this was the date. It has automatically captured that when it was created. This is the name, and you can just drag this down and see. Every single line is starting in a different line. So this is how we wanted it to be, and we will save this step. So we'll come here to Airtable and see that yes, this has been created. Name, the designation, and the status is also here. Now when we have saved this, you will move forward to the next step. That is going to be your last action, that is creating a Slack notification. So you will select your application as Slack, and the action event is going to be send channel messages. No image, no direct message, a channel message, that is a message in the group. So you will just click on connect. Make sure you've opened your Slack account in a separate tab. Click on add new connection and connect with Slack. Now again, you need a token. For that, you need to come over here, click on here, and then they will take you to this page where you will see that the token has to be entered in 2 words. Either you have to write user, okay, or you have to write bot. Now user and bot, grammatically you know what they mean. But if you enter user, you will be given the permission to add star, remove star, invite a user to channel, and all these list of the permissions that the user token is going to provide you. And this is the list of all the permissions that the bot is going to provide you. So what are we going to do? We are going to send channel messages, okay, but send simple channel messages. So we are going to write bot over here, okay. We are going to write bot because we are going to just send channel messages. So we'll come here and write bot, all small, no caps, click on save, and your connection will be done. Just click on allow. You've given access and your accounts will be connected. Okay, now the name over here is asked about the channel. So you come here and cross check that what is your channel name. On the left side menu, you can see that these are the channels given. There are 3 different channels and we are working on integration. If you want, you can work on general also. So let's work on general. We'll come back to Pabbly Connect and select that yes, we want the general channel and the message that you want to map. Now you are not going to map the message from type form. Why? Because it has already been transferred to your Airtable. So now our basic automation process is that whenever an entry comes in Airtable, it will automatically be forwarded to Slack as a notification. So you are going to map this information from Airtable itself. Now what was the message? First of all, the name. So you can either put name before it and put a colon, and then again /n, and then the other information that is here. Okay, so it is already in this format only. You don't have to change anything over here. So you will just leave it right here. No image URL we are adding, no image text you are going to add. Bot name, if you want, it will come over here in Slack as who is the person who is forwarding this message. So if you want, you can write team lead is the bot name. It will come in every message you are going to send as a notification. Now we are going to leave all the other fields empty because we are just sending simple channel messages, and just click on save and send test request. When you do this, see, this response has been received. Now this is a very important response because here you check that is your workflow going well. If there is any problem in your workflow, this response will show an error. But since it shows no error, which means that yes, our workflow went perfectly well. Now see, the name, the designation, request, and the ID number is over here. So you've done this, click on save. So according to Pabbly Connect, our workflow went successfully well. Now just one thing left that we have to check in our Slack account, that is the work done, is the notification sent. So we'll come here and see. Team lead, that was the bot name, designation, request and ID number is here. So if this person is asking for a leave right here, so what are you going to do? You're going to send this. You are not going to do this. This is going to be automated and their message will be sent in the group directly so that everyone knows, okay, this person is going for a leave for so and so days. Okay, so which means that this purpose is completed. We'll come back to Pabbly Connect to revise the whole workflow one by one, step by step. So this was our workflow. It was completed in 3 steps: Typeform, Airtable and Slack. No different feature required over here. A Typeform form was created. The form was filled and the entries were forwarded to Airtable to create a record. And those entries were used to send channel messages in Slack. So this was our whole workflow. I hope this helped. Not just these applications, but you can integrate many other applications using Pabbly Connect. If you have any issue regarding Pabbly, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. You can ask your queries at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any doubts regarding our pricing, then you can connect us through this given website. If you found this video helpful in any way, then make sure to share this with your friends and colleagues to make their life easier by creating automations. We will meet in the next video. Till then, do not forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.